Waiting for us in Los Angeles, please welcome our Showbusiness reporter, Peter Ford. Peter.
G'day, Bert.
Hi, mate. How are you?
How you doing? I'm terrific, thanks.
What's happening in LA? The Batman thing that you talked about last week, the big new movie. Are people tiring of it yet?
No way. People are getting more and more excited about it all. In fact, Prince is just about to release the Batdance video, which I tell you what, we've got it exclusively. All the kids in the clubs are dancing to it. All the radio stations are playing it. This will put... we really will put the Prince back on the top of the charts. Leaping Lizards, here's the Batdance.
Go with a smile.
Not quite Perry Como.
Looks great. Peter, I've just been told by a little birdie that you've been hitting the casinos in Vegas.
I sure have. I love Vegas. I know that you've hit the tables there once or twice yourself.
Certainly have.
It's a bizarre place. It's a weird place, Vegas. There's no reason why it should exist at all, except, of course, for all the gambling. And there's always a very bizarre mix of people there. And this week in particular, there are 20,000 Southern Baptists in town for the annual convention. Now, quite why they would choose Las Vegas. Perhaps they were hoping to save a few souls or something. But I love going there because of all the stars who perform there and the big production shows. And one person who I saw last night at Caesar's Palace is Dionne Warwick. Now, Dionne Warwick these days, since she recorded That's What Friends Are For a couple of years ago, has really become heavily involved in the AIDS cause. And in fact, the Reagan administration made her an official health ambassador. And she started up the Warwick Foundation, which raises money to educate mostly young kids about AIDS. Very important work. I know you've got connections in high places at the Vatican, Bert, and I reckon that this lady almost is heading towards sainthood, because the work that she's doing is really quite remarkable, and she's devoting half of her time now to that, as well as performing right around the country.
Matter of fact, I've just exposed on television the Pope's on my back.
Is he really?
Yes. You'll understand that, Peter, if I explain to you exactly what I meant by. Peter, one of the just getting off. You mentioned with Dionne Warwick doing all that work. Does that mean to say that her cabaret stuff and her recording and so forth has had to take a second place? A back
yes
seat?
and no. Yes and no. She's devoting a lot of time to it, but also she still is performing, like she's doing Caesar's Palace this week. But she's also doing a lot of benefit concerts. Each week she does at least one benefit concert simply to raise money for AIDS. And in fact, all this started because many years ago her own personal valet died of AIDS, and since then it's become a personal cause of hers.
OK, Peter, I was reading a very interesting article last night about the film on the life story of Jerry Lee Lewis, Great Balls of Fire. Have you caught up with anything there?
Yes, well, it's about to be released. The world premiere is tomorrow night in Memphis. It should be quite a good movie. It stars Dennis Quaid, and just this week in Hollywood, Jerry Lee Lewis was given a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, which, of course, is a great honour. And bearing in mind, of course, that Jerry Lee Lewis's career, his early days, was surrounded by a lot of scandal. You may remember, of course, that he was involved with a 13-year-old girl who, at the age of 14, became pregnant. This was a terrible scandal that happened when he was touring Britain many, many years ago. And, of course, in more recent times, he's had his own problems with pills and liquor, as they all seem to have had here. But the movie hits the screens this weekend right around the States and later this year in Australia.
Peter, without taking anything away from the fact that he's got his star now in that walk, isn't that quite political now? Can't you get a star there if you pay the right amount of money?
Oh, you can. I think it's around about $10,000 or so, certainly helps your cause. You've got to have some sort of credentials on the board as well, but if you've got the right people behind you. But why anyone would want one is quite beyond me. I mean, Hollywood Boulevard these days is a pretty tacky place, and having all those freaks and winos and daros walking over the top of you, who'd want a star on the Walk of... Maybe Kamal would want a star on the Walk of Fame, but otherwise I don't think anyone else would.
If that gets back, Peter Ford said it. I did not say it. Peter, just finally, you're coming back next week. I hope that in your little luggage there's something for Uncle Bert.
Always, Bert, something especially for you this time, a brand new video that's just come out. It seems everyone here these days is either putting books out about how they went to Betty Ford and got off drugs, or more likely an exercise video. Jane Fonda, of course, has got one out. This is the couch potato workout with a lady who bears an uncanny resemblance to Jane Fonda.
She does indeed,
But let's
doesn't
see
she?
those eyes shift and change, change, change. Double time. Change, 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 change. Very good. Now channel down. Slowly change.
Too late.
Change. Slowly.
We can relate to that, can't we?
Yes, we certainly can. We certainly can. What do you mean we can relate to it, Peter? Peter, thanks
Well,
for
you're an
your...
old couch potato, Bert.
You mind your own business. We'll see you next week live here in the studio, OK?
Yeah, yeah.
Hang on, well, just before you go, Peter, have you got any gossip for us there from LA about Melbourne, Australia, about Australian television?
Oh, well, no. Well, Kerri-Anne Kennerley signed a new 3-year contract with Channel 10 to keep on getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning for Good Morning Australia. I hear Page 1 is moving to Wednesday nights under a new title called Public Eye, which I think will be 9:30 Wednesday nights on Channel 10, with Kerry O'Brien still fronting it. So my tentacles are far and wide, Bert.
Indeed, Peter, I knew you'd have something for us. See you next week. Peter Ford in Hollywood.